Hello, ladies. How are you doing? Now, today I want to talk about words as spells. What are you telling yourself about men? If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Miss Linda, and I talk about femininity, seduction, goddess energy, and everything that you need to elevate your romantic experiences. So hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my weekly videos. Now, there was this conversation that was going on in my private WhatsApp group. I have this group where there are ladies who are leveling up, and I just formed a sisterhood where ladies can be able to freely exchange and, yeah, just talk about some of the things that they're going through. Now, what I noticed was there was this conversation going on around how women sometimes come together and then they end up really venting and talking so much negativity in the name of sharing. Now, it got me thinking about some of what the things that you could be doing subconsciously that's sabotaging your romantic experiences. Now, you might find that sometimes maybe you've dated a couple of guys and you've not been having such a good time. So what you find yourself doing is you call up a friend of yours and you immediately, maybe you're from a date and you start talking about, oh, this date didn't go well. Oh, and the previous one also didn't go well. This other guy ghosted you. But the thing is, we sometimes do not realize how powerful words are. My grandmother used to tell me, and I remember anytime like I'd be frustrated, she'd always tell me, shh. And I didn't realize the wisdom that she had. And she would always tell me, my daughter, my granddaughter, don't be so quick to speak about things that are negative. And that was, of course, her way of trying to tell me that sometimes the things that we speak, we continue to affirm them subconsciously and they keep replaying in our day-to-day life experiences. So many times you will find that if you truly do not love men, if you don't believe that men, or you don't believe that you can get the romantic experiences that you desire, you subconsciously believe that, you have that embedded within you. And yes, granted, you may have gone through some experiences when you were younger, or you've gone through some of the things that, of course, on a physical plane shows you that men are not good. But it reaches a point where you have to consciously also take responsibility for some of those experiences that you're going through and start to create the romantic experiences that you truly desire. And that requires for you to really rewire your mind, just to dig deeper and to find out what is it, what could have caused all these painful experiences that you may be going through, and how can you start to change all that. All the ladies I work with, and this is something that I have to guide them through from the beginning when they start working with me. We go deeper into some of the perspectives and some of the perceptions that they have around men, and we start to see the root cause and try to really dig deeper to find out what exactly, what were some of the lessons, what were some of the reflections, and how can we change that. And you know, there are usually these women who everywhere they go, they just attract men. They are so seductive. They seem to always have men wrapped around their finger. Part of it is what they tell themselves about men. If you're used to getting around your friends, and it happens a lot, you may be having a group of friends and all you seem to do is to share, share, share. And for women, we like to do that a lot. And of course, until it reaches a point where you realize, oh my goodness, no, I'm a conscious creator of my reality, that the words I speak, I keep affirming them subconsciously and they will have no way but to manifest in my life. So if you have that level of awareness, you now start to shift your self-talk, how what your thoughts are around men, how you perceive men, and what are some of your realities or perceptions that you feel about men. But it has to take a level of you shifting in terms of what you believe men are to you. And granted, not all men are good. Not all men are good. Of course, we go through dating experiences. And one of the things is I always encourage the ladies I speak with, if you've gone through a horrible dating experience, maybe you went on a date with this guy or maybe he ghosted you, sometimes it's really, really, and I know it can be a humbling process because I work with high-flying career women, and they usually do not want to accept the fact that they may not be so good at dating, and that is something that sometimes you have to reach a point where you admit to yourself, yes, you have a high-flying career, you you can command, you can direct. When it comes to your career, you're doing really well. But dating is a whole entire different game. Dating is a game of psychology. It is a social skill, and it requires a very different kind of mind frame for you to be able to win. And that's usually the shift that sometimes so many women don't really want to admit. So, of course, because it takes a blow on your ego to admit that maybe you may not be so good at dating. So it's easier for you to keep blaming your past relationships or your dating experiences rather than you taking responsibility. Therefore, you may decide that, okay, yeah, the problem is the men, not me. But that kind of mindset will definitely not help you, because ultimately you're still stuck in a level where you're first of all playing the victim. And of course, the words that you keep speaking, if you keep believing men are pain givers, men are mean, men always ghost you, men always leave you, that is the reality you'll keep attracting into your life. And it may sound like it's some magical fairy tale thing that I'm talking about, but the truth is, if you look at spelling, what does spelling mean? There's the word spell right before spelling. And spelling is the act of writing out words. So every time you speak something, when you speak something, that's a verbal declaration. And even in the Bible, it says, out of the fullness of your heart, your mouth speaks. So there's no way you can speak and utter words that you truly don't mean. And if you are speaking something, it means that in your subconscious, that is what your predominant belief is. So one of the ways of starting to change your dating experiences is really paying attention to what it is you believe and speak about men. And this requires for you to raise your level of awareness. It requires for you to also take responsibility of the things that may have happened. And I'm not saying if maybe you're in a physically abusive relationship. I'm just talking about the normal day-to-day dating experiences. Because trust you me, it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. So you're one half of a dating dynamic, which means there is something you also brought to that dynamic for whatever results to manifest the way they manifested. So I always encourage the ladies, instead of spending so much time talking crap about men, how about you just take a minute, sit down, reflect, and really try to dig deeper and see what are some of the insights that you may have learned from that experiences. Do you maybe need to do some inner work? Do you need to elevate an area? Is it your conversation skills? Is it your seduction skills? Is it your mindset? Ladies, we have the tools to create the romantic experiences that we want. And it has to begin with our mindset, and then words. Words are powerful. Remember, anytime you say men are crap, that is the reality you will keep attracting and keep reinforcing in your dating experiences. Yeah? So my doors are open for private tutoring. Check out the details in the description box. And I would really, really love to know what are your thoughts. And yes, speak soon. Bye.